Good evening, everybody, to episode 1 of the Divergent Podcast, a place where developing different views and thinking freely is our goal. I'm your host, Braden John, and today I just wanted to introduce the podcast, the idea behind it, and what to look forward to in the future. Alright, episode 1, let's get right into it. So the Divergent Podcast, not to be confused with the Divergent movies we grew up with in middle school, but a different Divergent. I went with the name Divergent for my podcast because the definition is tending to be different or develop in different directions. So what that really means to me is, for this podcast, I want you to think freely, but also think critically on solutions to different situations. I really want you to think different and go your own direction with topics, not necessarily have me tell you my opinions on topics, but for me to kind of tell you one way that I see a different topic critically and encourage you to do the same. So what this podcast really I wanted to do for me was, I'm kind of not a great public speaker. I really wanted to work on my speech skills, getting rid of some of the inconsistencies in my speech, such as just like that, adding ums or stuff like that. Just make me a better speaker for the future of my career and other stuff like that, but also talk about some stuff that I really enjoy talking about, and hopefully you guys do too, or hope you guys enjoy listening to. So the topics of most of my podcasts, I think most of my podcasts will be about 5 to 10 minutes long. I don't want them to go too long, just short little breaks where you can tune in and it doesn't get too taxing to listen all the time. But I think most of my topics are going to be stuff that a lot of people don't know a whole lot about, kind of to expand your mind on them. So I think a lot of my topics will be about science related, thinking of different ways to help humanity, or like different social issues that can be improved on if we all kind of work towards a common goal, and maybe some political stuff where we could get a little closer on political ideas, because I think social media nowadays really divides when we're actually a lot closer than people might think. Yeah, so I just kind of back on the idea of being divergent or developing different ideas. My goal is to kind of get you guys to move away from a common point of thinking that's maybe forced upon you, that you don't necessarily know why you think that way, and kind of expand you to look into stuff on your own and think more critically about ways to benefit everyone. So yeah, that's about all for today. For next weekend, I think I'll do podcasts about every weekend, just because I got a lot of free time up here at college. But next weekend, I think I'll do a podcast on quantum physics and kind of simplify some of the concepts. And then also, with quantum physics, I'll break into quantum teleportation and quantum communication, since in the next 10 years, that'll be a big deal of our communication and a lot of our technology. So with that, I hope you all have a great night, and thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.